Hello, everybody. If you're watching this on YouTube, then I am coming to you live on the podcast from my bedroom, which is a space that's been feng shuied, which is why you can see the money jars behind me. But that is a whole other story. And I hope to get my feng shui consultant on the podcast soon and hash out my whole experience. So, I am coming on the podcast today to share with you an exciting new event that I have coming up on Saturday, the 19th of February. So if you're listening to this live, this is in 5 days' time. And this is to serve the practitioner, healer, therapist community out there. Some of you know that I work with two streams of people. I rarely talk about the work that I do with practitioners, but I work with the general public, who are people very interested in the mind-body connection and learning about processing emotions so they don't manifest the body in these undesirable ways. But I also work with practitioners, therapists, healers, and some coaches as well in a business sense. And I also train them to do the work that I essentially do with my clients. But I do a lot of business coaching as well. So I wanted to share a little bit about what this free event is for and what sort of practitioners and healers it's ideal for. So the link to register is in the podcast notes. And I will be running ones in the future. So you can always waitlist yourself or join the email list so that you get notified about this. So the reason I'm putting this together is because I have been on quite a journey, if you have been following along my podcast and social media. But I was a practitioner. I was an osteopath who was trained in many different modalities, including psychosomatic therapy, which is really what I'm doing in the online space now. But I used to practice herbal medicine and acupuncture. I used to work with clients face-to-face in the clinic. And I would see all of these people in the online space and was very curious as to how they were able to shift themselves into the online space. So I was able to do that, and I now fully work in the online space, doing some very different things with my work, which is quite distant from being a traditional osteopath. So I've put together a free 3-day experience, which is going to be hosted on Zoom and in a private Facebook group. It's called the Pivot Series. And this one that's coming up is called A World of Possibility. And I just downloaded this idea last minute with my deadline brain, put it together, and I'm still trying to work out exactly what I'm going to share with you. But I also know that I have the ability to share what's needed on the day, but I will take you through the days and the themes and how this is going to run and what sort of practitioner, healer, or therapist this is ideal for. Because I was having a conversation with a friend this morning who's a surgeon, and my brain was on fire, as it is usually when I'm working or talking to friends in business about how it is they can pivot. And I was thinking of all of these ideas. However, we need to have more conversations because obviously a surgeon is very hands-on. But anyway, I will get into what sort of practitioners that this is ideal for, because I think that a lot of you would be able to create an online arm to your business. But the reason I really want to share everything in this event is because it really is a whole different world out there that I never really realized existed to the depth that it does exist. And I kind of wonder what else is out there. So Pivot Series, A World of Possibility, you can register in the podcast notes. There is a link, theartoflisteningtoyourbody.com/Pivot Series, World of Possibility, with a hyphen between every word. So it's a longer one to remember. So grab the link in the notes, you register, you'll get an email, you'll get the request to join the Facebook group and the Zoom links and the outline. But I'm going to be using a lot of storytelling about my journey and also the journey that I have seen and taken other people on in transitioning their work into the online space. And it really has been amazing. I think it's just so incredible what is available out there, what people are doing, and also the people that I have met. So on day one, Saturday the 19th at 11 a.m., I'm going to be having the first Zoom call. And the topic of this is the field of possibility, which is really my journey and how did I get into the online space? How was my mind opened up and how much I have been blown away as to what is possible and still continue to get blown away with all these different ideas of what you can do. Each of the calls is going to go for about 2 hours. I will share anywhere between 30 minutes and 60 minutes and then leave plenty of time for Q&A for anything specific around that topic that you would love to dive into. Then on day 2, all of the replays are going to be in the Facebook group, which is only open for 5 days. Day 2, we're going to dive into shifting your perspective as a practitioner. So the kind of practitioners I'm talking about are people like osteos, chiros, physios, naturopaths, dietitians are who I've worked with, counselors I've worked with as well. And it's really people who have, for most of you, the ones that have been in the industry for a decent amount of time and realize that there's something else to treating a client, treating a person than just implementing your skills and techniques on them. You've usually gone off and you've done other courses, you've learned about the mind-body connection, you maybe have delved into a little bit of spirituality, mindset work, maybe some NLP, and realizing there's more to treating someone than just doing something to them. And why I say working with, that you've been in the industry for a while is usually you learn all these other things and you still have your 15-minute, your half an hour or your hour appointment with someone. And you're like, how the hell do I fit all of this other stuff in, which I actually know is going to deeply transform the person I'm working with. It's going to deeply transform their life. So that's what day 2 is about, is shifting your perspective, because I was very much thinking, how am I ever going to work with someone if I don't crack their joints, if I don't stick a needle in them, if I don't massage their soft tissue and release it? But I had studied psychosomatics, I had studied a lot of Eastern philosophies, and for me, I was coaching my clients a lot naturally. Now, I haven't gone out and done a coaching certification, but I do coach my clients using my own skills and techniques and other things that I have learned along the way and things that I have observed. So I realized the power of this work. And for some people, I could fit it in a half-hour session, but for others, I needed longer. Yet I was a busy practitioner. I had a wait list, which at times I felt very overwhelmed around. And this is something that I was speaking to my surgeon friend is, when you've got this wait list to deal with and no one else can seem to do the work for you. So it actually turns into a bit of a trap, which isn't a nice feeling. But I was busy, I had a wait list, and I didn't really have any examples of anyone else who was really doing and implementing the stuff that I wanted to do, and also creating a lifestyle that was sustainable. So I had to shift my perspective from being this practitioner who worked like majority of practitioners I saw out there, but I also wanted some inspiration. And there were many things that I had to shift perspectives on, from pricing to how long I would see my clients for and what commitment I would see my clients for, like session to session versus working with me over a committed period of time. So I'm going to be sharing a little bit more about that, the blocks, the hiccups, the resistance that I had to move through, and some practicalities. So day 2 is about shifting your perspective. And then day 3 is about impact and income. And so impact is about the impact that you can really have on your client when you open your mind to the world of possibility, when you are ready to shift your perspective and really utilize the other gifts that you have. And then the income piece. The income piece, when I was chatting to my friend this morning, is that most practitioners, therapists, healer type people, not all, but especially in the sort of, although osteo is considered alternative, but chiro, physio, osteo type practitioners, even massage therapists, already make a pretty decent income, which can often be more than enough, but are often exchanging their time for money. So an appointment, a certain amount of time, and often just working with one person. So you might desire to step into the online space. You see some other people doing some pretty cool things, living pretty great lifestyle, yet what you do is comfortable. And I just want you to remember that when you first started, it probably wasn't that comfortable, but with practice, it's become a lot easier. So day 3 impact and income is that some people have difficulty transitioning because they don't know what's possible, but also they're very comfortable with what they're doing, yet they are usually pretty busy and the job is very reliant on them. So all of these topics are going to tie in. I'm very transparent about my journey. I don't share a lot publicly on social media about the money side of things. I prefer to talk to people who are interested to learn about this. So I will be open and transparent about the money journey in the Pivot series container. It is something that can attract a lot of judgment, but I know it's also something that helped me realize what was possible on so many levels. So it's a 3-day free experience for practitioners and healers. And ideally, you are the practitioner or healer who's been in the space for a little while. You are definitely welcome to come along if you're at the start of your journey. I love people to hear what's possible at the start of their journey. But usually this really speaks to people who have been at it for a while and feeling torn and having difficulty taking a step into the other side. So I love to help people pivot because the amount of messages that I've been receiving from friends in the practitioner world, other coaches, or people that I've worked with, my clients, the amount of messages I've received about resignations, taking the leap, selling a business, looking at putting their business on the market, just changing and pivoting, especially in these last couple of years, I get so many messages. And I know that sometimes you can take that leap, make that decision, and then you've just got no support around you. So 3 days, and you are more than welcome, and coaches are more than welcome as well. Coaches are usually pretty good because you have got an idea about the online space already and working with people over a committed period of time, but you might still be struggling a little bit to attract clients and see value in yourself. So you're more than welcome to come. I just want to say that this probably isn't for the general public who aren't looking to put their business in the online space or aren't a practitioner or a healer themselves. You can definitely come to all my other free things, of which I have a plethora of, but this one is specifically for practitioners and healers. So if you've been on my practitioner training before, or you've done masterminds with me before, this will be really great inspiration just to get back into it and know what's possible. And then there is going to be a day 4 upgrade. So you can find out more details when you go to the link. That's to spend an extra day with me and hash out more questions and receive some mini coaching. And I am going to be sharing with this group in the Facebook group a get started guide that I share with my mastermind. And these are really the essentials that I feel are necessary to be able to allow your business to grow. So I'm so excited to finally be putting this out there. My brain definitely is full of so many things that I want to put out there, but I just have to wait for the right time. And it comes together very quickly. So this is an idea that I had last Friday, and now 3 days in, I'm sharing this with you on the podcast. I would absolutely love if you share this with anyone who you think you know is wanting to pivot and move. It doesn't have to be 100% online, but just to give you an idea of what's possible. So it's the Pivot series. There's going to be other ones happening throughout the year. I don't know when, They are going to be different topics. For now, I don't know what's going to happen with the replays. This is a free event. We're going to have a pop-up Facebook group. You get a request to join. I'll let you in on Friday. And the replays are just going to be available for the 5 days. And then I need to decide what to do with the replays. Maybe I'll sell them, maybe I won't, depends how it goes. And yeah, just sign up and you will get notified about future events like this. Social media, Instagram is where I'm most active, and you can really keep track of things that are coming through my deadline brain. So this is Pivot Series, a world of possibility, a free 3-day event for practitioners, healers, therapists who desire to pivot their business online and know what's possible. Coaches are welcome to come along. Ideal for people who are thinking this already and have been a practitioner for a while. But if you're at the start of your journey, I welcome you as well. So a little bit of workshopping, lots of storytelling. I tend to gloss over my story a lot, but this is the time where I'm really going to share it with you, my journey, the steps, the leaps that I've taken, the quantum leaps that I've taken in my business. I'm so happy that I made all these decisions, and I want to share this with you because I know it can be hard to find information out there and people who are willing to share. So register, the link is in my podcast notes. And I look forward to seeing you on anything and everything that I have to share, whether you're a practitioner or not. Bye, and have a great week.